but soon.
The wraith clawed at my neck. I thought it was trying to rip out my throat, but it latched onto the thin silver chain around my neck and yanked. There was no way it was getting the only thing I had left of my mother. I gathered my remaining strength and stabbed it in the eye. It shrieked with pain. The knife clattered to the floor, and I fell next to it before I lost consciousness. When I woke, Talbot was leaning over me. His eyes shone silver light in the darkness.
Nyx, what happened?
My knife, I said. Where is it? I started to get up, and then swayed as the icy, sick feeling hit me again. I put a hand to my neck.
Don't get up, he ordered. Tell me what happened.
Wraith bit me. I managed to get out. My knife. I need it.
Where did it bite you?
He asked. His voice went from calm to panicked. I pointed to the back of my neck.
I'm calling my dad.
Knife first, I mumbled. Talbot's hunt for the athame took so long that I was starting to think the slow-moving poison from the wraith's bite would paralyze me before he found it. To my relief, he came back with the knife in his hand.
Got it.
Good, I said. You're not going to like the next part. He looked at the knife like it was a three-headed snake.
What?
Put it in the wound, I said. You're going to have to draw the poison out. My mind was slowing, thoughts spiraling lazily out of control. Not much time.
You want me to stab you?
My best friend sounded horrified. I managed a nod.
Yes. Now.
There was a sharp pain when the knife went in, and sensation immediately returned. I bit back a scream, but the feeling, even an agonizing stab wound, was welcome. It meant the athame had stopped the poison. It would leave a scar, but what was one more? I was shaky, but the sickness was passing. I groped around for the silver chain, but my fingers were still numb. Where's my necklace? Talbot couldn't understand me at first, but finally realized what I was asking.
It's around your neck.
I relaxed. I could deal with everything else, but not losing that.
We've got to get you to a hospital, he said.
No hospitals, I said. Just your dad. The swelling in my tongue had disappeared, but my brain was fuzzy with strange images, and I couldn't stop shivering. Ambrose would know what to do. At least I hoped to God he would. Talbot made the call.
He's on his way, he said. He's across town, though.
Help me to the couch, I said. There was no way I was going to lie in bed like an invalid.
You can barely walk, he protested,
but he slung an arm around me and dragged me to my feet. Moving sent my muscles screaming in agony, but I made it. While we waited, the shivering intensified. Talbot piled blankets from the bedroom on me, but I couldn't stop shaking.
Can I get you anything?
Tea, I said, through chattering teeth. Maybe liquids would help flush out whatever was still in my system.
Top shelf.
By the time Talbot had put the kettle on, I was sweating profusely. When he handed me the tea, I was shaking so much that most of it spilled onto the floor. He took it from me and gave it to me a spoonful at a time. Ambrose, Talbot's dad, burst through the apartment door a few minutes later. My vision was blurring. He didn't bother to ask what happened, but shoved his son aside to examine the bite mark.
It hasn't turned black, he said.
The relief in his voice was obvious.
Talbot, run back to our place and get some slippery elm and thyme.
I already gave him tea, he replied. I managed to get about half a cup down him.
He's not going to be drinking it, he said. I need to make a poultice to get the rest of the poison out.
By the time Talbot came back, my vision was almost gone, and I'd heaved out whatever was in my stomach. Would I live forever, but without my sight? Ambrose mixed up a concoction and then rubbed it over the wound. He pressed a steaming hot towel over my neck. I instinctively reached up to remove it, but he slapped my hand away.
Leave it.
He's burning up,
Talbot said right before I passed out. When I woke up, I was in my bed. The room was dark, except for the glow of the bedside lamp. My mouth felt furry, but the shivering had disappeared, and I was no longer sweating. Whatever Ambrose had given me, it had worked.